Imagine you wake up and you have no idea where you are. No warning, no spacesuit, just you standing on the surface of a random world somewhere in the universe. Some of these places would kill you faster than your brain could even register pain. Others might actually give you a fighting chance. So let's rank 10 places you could spawn, starting with the one that ends the fastest, and working our way toward the one place you'd actually want to wake up. Number 10. The surface of a neutron star. This is, without exaggeration, the worst possible place to exist in the entire universe. A neutron star is the collapsed core of a dead massive star, and its gravity is roughly 200 billion times stronger than Earth's. You wouldn't fall to the surface. You would be pulled toward it at a meaningful fraction of the speed of light, and the tidal forces alone would stretch and shred your body into a stream of individual atoms before you got anywhere close. If, somehow, a piece of you did reach the surface, it would be compressed instantly into a layer thinner than a sheet of paper, denser than anything that should be able to exist. This doesn't happen in milliseconds. It happens in a time frame so short that human nerve signals, which travel at roughly 250 miles per hour, would never even reach your brain. You would not feel this. There wouldn't be time. Number 9. WASP-76b. Discovered in 2020, this is a real planet, roughly 640 light-years away, where scientists have detected evidence of iron literally raining from the sky. The day side of this planet faces its star so directly and so closely that temperatures reach around 4,350 degrees Fahrenheit, hot enough to vaporize metal into gas. Winds then carry that vaporized iron around to the planet's colder night side, where it's thought to condense and fall back down as liquid metal rain. If you spawned on the daylight side, you wouldn't burn. Burning implies there's a you left to burn. You would vaporize on contact with the atmosphere instantly, the same way a raindrop vaporizes hitting a hot pan, except the pan is an entire hemisphere of a planet. Number 8. Jupiter. Here's something that surprises people. Jupiter doesn't really have a surface to land on. It's a gas giant, meaning as you fall inward, the atmosphere just keeps getting thicker and thicker, and the pressure keeps climbing until eventually hydrogen gas is compressed into a liquid, then eventually into a bizarre state called metallic hydrogen deep in the interior. You would never reach solid ground because there likely isn't any in any meaningful sense. Long before that, the crushing atmospheric pressure, thousands of times greater than Earth's, combined with howling winds that can exceed 400 miles per hour, would kill you and then compress whatever remained into an unrecognizable smear, falling endlessly into a planet with no bottom to land on. Number 7. Venus. This one is almost comically hostile for a planet often called Earth's twin. The surface temperature averages around 900 degrees Fahrenheit, hot enough to melt lead. The atmospheric pressure at the surface is about 92 times that of Earth, roughly equivalent to the pressure you'd experience nearly a kilometer underwater in Earth's oceans. And the clouds are made of sulfuric acid. In practice, this means you would be simultaneously crushed, cooked, and chemically dissolved. And honestly, science still debates which of those three would technically finish the job first. Soviet Venera landers, actual spacecraft sent to the surface in the 1970s and 1980s, survived only around 23 to 127 minutes before the heat and pressure destroyed them. And those were built specifically to withstand it. Number 6. Mercury. Mercury has virtually no atmosphere to speak of, which creates an almost absurd problem. With nothing to trap or distribute heat, daytime temperatures can reach around 800 degrees Fahrenheit, while nighttime temperatures on the same planet can plunge to around negative 290 degrees Fahrenheit. Depending on exactly where and when you spawned, you'd either cook or freeze with essentially no comfortable window in between. Add in unfiltered solar radiation, since there's no real atmosphere to block it, and even the better side of Mercury is still actively trying to kill you, just through a different method. Number 5. Titan, Saturn's largest moon. Now, we start entering slightly less absolutely hopeless territory. Titan is bitterly cold, averaging around negative 290 degrees Fahrenheit, cold enough that materials like plastic and rubber would become brittle and could genuinely shatter on impact. But here's what's interesting. Titan actually has a thick nitrogen-based atmosphere, denser than Earth's, and gravity only about 1/7 of Earth's, with proper insulation and a heated suit. And this is a real proposal. Researchers have discussed a human could theoretically strap on wings and glide through Titan's thick air using just their own arm strength. You would not survive Titan unprotected for more than a few minutes. But with the right gear, Titan is genuinely one of the more survivable alien environments in our solar system. Number 4. Mars. This is the one everyone actually thinks about, and for good reason. Mars has a thin atmosphere, mostly carbon dioxide, at less than 1% of Earth's atmospheric pressure. Unprotected, you would lose consciousness within roughly 15 seconds due to lack of oxygen, and moisture in your body's exposed tissues would begin to boil at normal body temperature because the pressure is simply too low to keep it liquid. This is not the explosive decompression Hollywood loves. It's faster and quieter than that. But with a proper pressurized suit, Mars becomes genuinely survivable for extended periods. Average temperatures hover around negative 80 degrees Fahrenheit, cold but manageable with insulation and radiation radiation exposure, while a real long-term concern is not an immediate death sentence. This is the first planet on this list where the right equipment turns impossible into difficult. Number 3. Europa, one of Jupiter's moons. Europa's surface is a brutally cold, radiation-blasted shell of ice, and unprotected exposure would be swiftly fatal, both from the cold and from Jupiter's intense radiation belts. But here's why Europa makes this list. Beneath that ice shell, scientists believe there's a liquid water ocean, potentially containing more water than all of Earth's oceans combined, kept liquid by tidal heating from Jupiter's gravity. We haven't confirmed life exists there, but NASA and other space agencies consider Europa one of the most promising places in our entire solar system to search for it. If you spawned on the icy surface, you'd need serious protection to survive even minutes. But underneath that ice, in theory, there could be an actual habitable environment. We just can't currently reach it. Number 2. TRAPPIST-1e. This is where we leave our solar system entirely, located about 40 light-years away. TRAPPIST-1e is one of 7 known planets orbiting a small, cool red dwarf star, and it sits comfortably within what astronomers call the habitable zone, the range of distance from a star where liquid water could theoretically exist on a planet's surface. It's roughly Earth's size, roughly Earth's estimated mass, and current models suggest it could potentially hold a rocky surface and possibly liquid water. We genuinely do not know what its atmosphere is made of yet, whether it has breathable air, tolerable pressure, or a magnetic field to protect against its star's radiation. Honestly, spawning here is a gamble, but it's the first planet on this list where surviving isn't automatically impossible. It's just unknown, and unknown compared to everywhere else on this list is basically a miracle. And number 1, Earth, breathable air. Liquid water, a magnetic field shielding you from radiation, a temperature range your body can actually survive without any equipment at all. It sounds almost boring compared to iron rain and neutron stars. It is not boring. It is, as far as we have ever been able to confirm, the single most habitable location in the entire observable universe. Out of every planet, moon, and world we've ever studied or imagined on this list, this is the only one where you could spawn completely unprotected and simply live. So the next time your day feels unbearable, remember, you already spawned on the one planet, out of trillions, where that was even a possibility. If you like thinking about just how many ways the universe could kill you, and how rare it is that this particular rock doesn't, this channel exists for exactly this kind of thing. Subscribe to the Zodiac archive, because somewhere out there the list of worst places to wake up never actually ends.